You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, a 7-man Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of a Masquerade in the Woods. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up and let's go! Alright. Giant lowers his head in contemplation. Doesn't look like they took any evidence, judging from what we found, or at least they haven't been very thorough. Then again, with the state the place is in, it's hard to say. So, it can't be the police. But if they have the claws, they must have been in the basement. This is so confusing. Ink shakes his head. Maybe they just didn't want anyone inside. But wouldn't the police tape be enough for that? And why wouldn't they take this evidence, or at least move the body? And why cover the hatch? You're right, Tiny. It can't have been the police. It might be corrupt, but they always clean up the crime scenes. Someone else has been here. And the police let them take care of business before they launched their investigation. Someone's cleaning up for George. Corrupt motherfuckers. Ink whispers through a sigh. Whatever, we can discuss that with Bloodhound later. I'm headed upstairs to have another look and see if we can find anything else, and keep a lookout while Ink does his job. That chemical smell has been bothering me ever since I was here the first time. Come on, Tiny, I could use a hand down here. Oh, I can't say I'm excited to see the body again, but maybe it'll bring some closure, or something. It's a thing people say, right? Granted, that's usually at funerals. Alright, sure. I'll be upstairs if you need me. Giant swings the duffel bag over his shoulder and grabs his rifle, nodding at us before making his way upstairs. Ink walks over towards the door on the far side of the room, and I follow. Once Giant's out of sight, I lean over to Ink to whisper, Have you noticed him acting different? Giant? I nod. How do you mean? Well, for one, he doesn't stutter. Ink stops. Oh, yeah, he doesn't, does he? It's like he's a different person with the mask on. He starts walking again, shrugging. Does he always do that? Oh no, haven't thought about it before. Guess you don't find it as odd as I do. Something to keep in mind when you get in his pants, though. Wait, what? Ink snickers and keeps walking, his tail swaying teasingly from side to side. I can't help but think he's rolling his hips more than usual as he walks. Gay! The door opens with a familiar creak, and the rancid smell that seeps out immediately makes me gag. I cough, placing a paw on my chest and turning away. Fucking Christ! 1 second, y'all. There it is. I see some stuff on my screen. Get off my screen. No, you're not welcome. You are not welcome. Let me wipe this off real quick, y'all. 1 second. Okay. Alright, that looks to be a little bit better. Okay. Ink puts a paw on my shoulder, patting it. You're good, Tiny. Just breathe through your mouth. He steps in, putting his flashlight down on the floor vertically again. I take a few deep breaths, following him inside. Almost immediately, my light lands on the source of the putrid stench. Oh, shit. Morning, sweetheart! George. Just as I left him. Dead. The collar's still there, too, still attached to the pipe, but no longer attached to me. Ink kneels down and slides his backpack off, unzipping it. How do you do it? The smell? You learn. From experience? He lets out a one-note laugh. I work with old folks. I've taken care of a dead body or two. I lift my arm up to cover my nose. Even though I'm wearing a mask, I can still cover up the air holes. Are they usually decomposing? Believe me, it's happened. He snorts. Best healthcare in the state, my fucking ass. You mean I'll have to learn to deal with it if I apply at the hospital? At the rate boomers are going these days, I think so. Alright, I'll be moving to the center. I swallow, trying to ignore the smell as I kneel down next to him. We each grab one foot and start pulling him along the floor. This feels wrong. His body leaves a dark smear behind, and now that I'm this close to him, I see his pants are stained, and I instinctively gag. Ugh, did he? Yeah, they do that. They do? Yeah. It's not so bad once you get used to it. His limbs are also completely limp and pretty heavy. I thought he'd be stiff. Ink turns his head and tilts it to the side. You what now? Stiff, like rigor mortis. How long ago was it you snuffed him? About 2 days ago, I think. Ink huffs as we pull the body. Yeah, nah, post-mortem rigidity has let go at this point. Usually passes within a couple hours. Huh. We place him in the middle, letting his legs back down. Ink grabs something out of his backpack and puts it on the floor. In the low light, it's difficult to tell what it is. I'm surprised you're taking this so well. Looks like, water time. So am I. But being around you sure as hell makes it easier. Someone with experience and someone who can lighten the mood. That's not to say it's easy. Believe me, I'm doing my best not to paint the inside of my mask with today's breakfast. Ink snickers. This is what we do. Get used to it or join Bloodhound in retirement. He leans down and unbuttons George's stained shirt. Why'd he retire anyway? He lifts George's torso, threading the shirt off his arms. Says he's too old or something. Not in the same shape he used to be. Really? He looks to be in pretty good shape to me. You know, big arms, broad shoulders. Ink stops to look at me, and through the eye hole of his mask I see his eyebrow raise. So that's why you were so distracted during the meeting. He snickers, his tone teasing. What? No, that's not... Hey man, I don't judge. I see the way you look at the mutt. No, I like smaller guys too. You coming on to me now too, Tiny? What? Ah! I groan, burying my masked face in my paws. His teasing never lets up, does it? Let's save the flirting for later, alright? Like I said, timing is key. But hey, first lesson in dealing with corpses. Keep your sense of humor up. It's needed. I sigh, shaking my head to get rid of the blood swelling up in my cheeks and change the subject. How old is he anyway? 33, I think? It's old enough to retire? Believe me, Tiny, this kind of work takes a toll on the body. Ugh. He places George's arms back down on either side of his cold torso, then stops as he looks down at his pants. Ah, shit. What? He points to a glove-digited reddish-brown spot around George's pocket. Oh. Strangled, right? Not cut? Yeah, that's my blood. He sighs. Should have brought some bleach or something. They're definitely going to be able to get DNA results off that. Except I'm not in the system. I can't be. I'm not from here. I don't think we have to worry about that. Are you insane? It's your blood, Tiny. I'm pretty sure my police department and yours don't have much contact. What? You're completely off the grid or something? Something like that. Ink shrugs his shoulders and shakes his head. If you say so, but it's on you if you get caught. And you better not rat us out if you do. Promise. He reaches back into his bag and pulls something out, placing it next to the first device. Hold the flashlight up for me, would you? I do as he says, holding my flashlight up to illuminate George's chest. Reminds me of trying to help Dad fix the car back in the day. Only this is different. So, what are we doing? Just checking it? Leaving a message. He picks one of the devices up. I thought we already did that with the whole, kicking the door down? He shakes his head. That wasn't a message. He lifts the device in one paw. This is a message. He leans down over the corpse and presses the electric shaver to George's exposed chest, shearing the fur off in a square. Once the fur is gone, Mason puts the shaver back in his backpack, picking the second device up instead, this one larger. A box with a cord connected to a large needle with a container on top. Tattoo gun? Yep. It buzzes up and Mason gets to work. Isn't this a bit excessive? He's a kidnapper, Tiny. It's standard procedure. They take our claws, our teeth, our freedom. We take their dignity, expose them for who they really are. Kidnappers. Torturers. Rapists. Murderers. Behind that twisted facade of normality. 1 second, y'all. Water time. My mind can't escape the irony of us wearing masks, breaking into a dead person's home and defiling his deceased body. Suppose you and I both have worn masks now, George. Only mine more literal than yours. And yours was just ripped off. The difference between you and us is that we're doing this for a good cause. Right? Once the words are in place, Ink holds the needle out to me. Want to do the honors? The what? Ink unties a little badge tied around his arm and tosses it over to me. That's our calling card, and Bloodhound wants us to leave the mark on him. We usually do it to living criminals when we catch up to them. In this circumstance, well... you know. Plus, you're part of the team. You want me to tattoo the emblem on him? Mm-hmm. Just center of his chest will do it. I hesitate to take it, looking down at the badge. Ink unzips his pocket and takes his hip flask back out. By the way, don't tell Bloodhound about this, alright? He swivels the bottle in his paw. Oh, yeah, sure. Once the cap is unscrewed, he tilts his mask up and takes a mouthful. I twirl the needle between my fingertips. You sure about this? I look up to meet his obscured eyes as he swallows. Positive. You. Fuck you, George. Ink nods approvingly as I hand the needle back to him. Not bad. Not bad at all. He slaps me on the shoulder. For a rookie. The shaver and the tattoo gun are placed back in his backpack and he zips it up. But I can't stop thinking about what I've just done. Even if it is George. I'm officially part of the team. Ink stands back, taking his flashlight with him and turning it around the room. Looks like we're out of luck on our hooks, though. My claws? I whisper. Ink nods as I get off my knees, too, joining him in scanning the room with my torch. And just like Ink said, they're nowhere to be found. Not where I saw them land after George tossed them aside. Not in any corners. Not in any of the corners. Not in the pool of excrement. Nowhere. Fuck. Hey! Ink carefully steps over the pool on the floor. We'll get them back, one way or another. We won't. Hey, we will. How? We'd have to break into the evidence locker itself. Even though I can't see his face, his body gives off a smirk. Never say never, Tiny. I can't help but chuckle at the lunacy of his proposal. Doc would have us killed! Ink starts chuckling, too. Nah, she wouldn't kill us. Might cut our nuts off, though. What? Come on, let's go see if Giant has found anything fun. He walks out of the room towards the stairs. Hey, wait, you're not serious, right? Ink just shrugs and keeps walking, his tail slowly swaying from side to side. Right? Oh god. Yo! Hey, it's me. So... Okay. Not much, just taking it easy. Thought I'd give you a call. You home alone? Yeah, Eric was going out with some friends. I said I didn't feel like coming. Okay, and the truth is... What? Tiny, I've known you long enough to tell when you're lying through your fucking teeth. So, what's really up? Well, Eric didn't want me to come. What? Why? His friends think they say I spoil the mood. Cody, this is It's fine, really. I don't mind. I enjoy the alone time. His friends sound like Jesus. They're... Anyway, how are you? I'm fine, Tiny. I sound like a total sap saying it, but I miss you up here. The place just isn't the same without your clumsy ass around. I miss you too, Miles. How's Dad? Seems to be doing alright last time I checked with him. Tell him I said hi, okay? I'll be back home in August for his birthday. Fuck yeah, you will. I'll make sure we all have a proper reunion when you do. We'll go get some of those jalapeno fries I know you love, just like old times. Oh boy. Yeah, just like old times. Alright, well, gotta go. Talk to you later, Tiny. Yeah, see ya. Oh, and Cody? Yeah? Stay out of trouble, alright? Don't do anything stupid. We walk back up the creaking steps, making our way down the hallway. Ink leads the way. Giant, we're back! We turn the corner back into the dirty living room. The hell? But Giant isn't there. Yo, Giant! No answer. The fuck's he up to? Oh god. Take a peek inside the bedroom, but no one's there except that bizarre mannequin. You think he went back to the car? Fuck if I know, but he's gotta be around here somewhere. I swear if he ditched us out here. In here! We both turn towards the kitchen. We step through the trash and around the corner, where Giant stands bent over the sink. His mask is on the floor next to him. The whole room reeks of chemicals and sick. The same chemical scent I smelled on George. Giant? Giant? He looks over at us for a second, before a deep guttural roar escapes his throat and echoes off the walls. Even in the dark, I can see the matted fur under his eyes, his makeup smearing down his cheeks more than before. He arches down, shutting his eyes tight. Fucking hell, man, what happened? The only response Giant manages is another awful groan as yet another wave of barf comes streaming out of his open muzzle. If his hair wasn't so short, I'd offer to hold it back for him. Ink steps over, putting his flashlight away and patting him on the back. So much for avoiding leaving DNA evidence, I guess. I follow, placing my flashlight on the dinner table before bending down to pick the mask up off the floor. Dude, this place isn't even that bad. You were doing great. What the fuck happened? Giant pants, spinning a couple times down the sink before answering in a quiet, groany tone. The fridge! I couldn't handle the fucking fridge! Ink tilts his head. What's in the fridge? Really, dude? The big guy can't handle some spoiled food? Not food! Giant gags again, but it seems he's run out of content to evict. Ink sighs, pulling out his hip flask and unscrewing the cap. Here, clear your throat and clean yourself up, alright? I'm not sure hard liquor is the best thing to wash away the taste with. He needs some milk. Miles always said milk, at least when he made me take one too many shots over drinking games. Something to do with pH values, I think. But to be fair, the chance of us finding fresh milk in a place like this is probably less than 0. Is milk even allowed in a place like this? What am I saying? I had bacon for breakfast. I guess I should ask about that at some point. Though considering the ethics surrounding carnivorous diets are most likely normal to everyone but me, asking about it might make me come off like a complete lunatic. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. I guess we're gonna find out what's in the damn fridge in the next episode. Ugh. George's little house of horrors continues, y'all. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!